speaking of the recent marathon, if I hate marathon runners, does that make me racist? Like, speaking of, health nuts, I really hate health nuts. I hate gym rats. But I just can't help but notice eating fruits and vegetables never really worked out for Eve. I mean, I've never read the Bible, and I don't think I should have to because no one else seems to be, but I really wish we could know how that conversation went between Adam and Eve right after they got kicked out of the garden. Like, I imagine it was like hours of awkward silence, and then finally Adam's like, Eve, we are now homeless because you couldn't turn down one piece of food? I mean, do you do everything a talking snake tells you to do? And Eve is like, well, Adam, it's not my fault that I'm hungry. Can't you at least give me another rib? No. Your ass looks fat enough in that grape leaf. So speaking of homeless people, where do the homeless get the markers for their signs? Like, I feel like I would know where to get a piece of cardboard, but have you ever seen a homeless guy in Staples? Like, do they spend like a certain amount of their overhead on markers, or are they're just like good Samaritans going around handing out change or handing out markers instead of change? I have a new hobby since I've started doing stand-up comedy. It's being racist. So, but here's something that makes me feel a little bit uncomfortable. February is National Chocolate Month. February is also Black History Month. Just makes me feel a little uncomfortable. There is someone that doesn't get the recognition that he deserves in Black history. I mean, this guy was really pivotal in the civil rights movement. His name was William Blake. Has anyone heard of him? William Blake is the bus driver that told Rosa Parks to move back. Just think, if he didn't have the courage to tell her to move back, if he didn't have the strength to be a complete dick that day, history would have been different. We wouldn't have Martin Luther King Day. We wouldn't have had the Oprah show. He was a dick that changed the world just by being a dick. Don't you aspire to that? Now, speaking of Rosa Parks, she lived a long time after that incident, and if you were Rosa Parks, wouldn't you just sit anywhere? Just go onto a plane and sit down in first class? What flight attendant is going to tell you to move back? Rosa Parks. So I recently came out of the closet.
Yeah.
As Mexican. I think I had always known I was Mexican because I really liked mariachi music, and I was one to work really hard and then take a nap in the middle of the day. I mean, don't berate me just because I like chips and salsa y margaritas. I'm actually kind of scared to tell my parents that I'm Mexican, so I'm just going to tell them I'm gay. Here's an interesting fact. In the Chinese language, they don't have sarcasm. And I'm thinking, that's normal. So, in a Chinese tattoo parlor, do you think they just have books of English words? Now, there's one thing that I can't tell if they're being sarcastic or not about. Are pandas really from China? I can't tell because they don't seem to fit in with everyone else because they have these big black round eyes. I think I know why pandas refuse to breed in captivity? Because we've just caught all the gay pandas. Like, you can imagine the two gay pandas sitting on either side of the cage, like looking at each other. One gay panda's like, oh, girl, no. No. I mean, maybe we could adopt and raise a Chinese baby girl together, but otherwise, no. When they told me I was going to do a bear today, I thought they meant like a hairy guy in leather pants. That's all I got. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Bobby.